we'll be able to hear from him and talk about him and see really his story and his journey to varsity, because it's a little bit different than a normal one.
Welcome to the first episode of El Paso's Finest Hour. I'm your host, Marley Lopez, and this is our co-host, Alex Sanchez.
Hey, everybody.
This podcast is all about exploring student life, diving into interesting topics, and interviewing your peers here at Eastwood. Each week, we'll bring you interviews, discussions, and stories that will inspire, inform, and entertain you.
So this episode is going to be really short and simple. We're just going to be talking about ourselves, just a deep dive of who we are, giving a taste of what's to come, and just letting you know what this podcast is going to really be about.
So first off, let me tell you a bit about myself. I'm Marley Lopez. I'm a senior here at Eastwood. I'm Eastwood's track and field captain, fellow Christian athlete, and your favorite host.
My name's Alex Sanchez. I'm a football player, 3-year letterman. I've been on varsity since my sophomore year. I started my junior and senior year, had a season-ending injury, got a concussion. So it's too late into the season. I won't be able to return. Kind of sucks. So you'll be seeing me wearing these glasses for a little bit just because light does bother me. I've been in KEHS since my freshman year. We have been bringing you guys creative content, videos, pictures, a lot of stuff that you see all around screens here in school. That's all us.
I'm sure a lot of football hype videos and updates, and I did the sideline updates for football last year. I'm sure you've seen a lot of our content, but we're really excited to bring you something new and fresh into this year, which is going to be this podcast.
Yeah, so it'll be really fun. We'll have a lot of your peers on here. We'll have different troopers on here, from admins to teachers to students. Our first episode, official episode, will be with our ex-quarterback, Joseph Cox, who he did have a traumatic season-ending injury. Week 4 against El Dorado, homecoming game. It was really sad, really heartbreaking for everybody in the stands, sidelines, and for Joseph's family. But we'll be able to hear from him and talk about him and see really his story and his journey to varsity, because it's a little bit different than a normal one.
And that's what we're so excited to touch on with this podcast, is that hearing from stories that you don't normally hear or you wouldn't hear if we weren't able to talk about it today on this podcast or when we do have that episode. So you're going to hear stories that may sound traumatic, and it's the things that people don't usually talk about, are kind of hard to talk about, that we will be covering on this podcast. So be excited to hear from Joseph Cox, Trooper Football's very own, very soon.
Yeah, so it'll be really fun. We do want to hear from you guys as well. We want to know what you guys think. We want to know what your daily lives are here at Eastwood, because we don't know everybody and you don't know everybody. So this is going to get us to know everyone as a whole and as a community. So you guys can go ahead and reach out to us on our Instagrams and YouTube. We'll leave it here on the bottom of the screen. And yeah, we'll be able to just reach out with you guys. If you guys want to come on the podcast, we'll have forms and different ways that you guys can enter, and we'll choose who comes on, who doesn't. And yeah, we'll really get to know you guys one-on-one.
You can find us on Instagram and YouTube. Our handles will be on screen. So just reach out if there's anything you're curious to talk about or things that you think should be known in our community that aren't usually talked about.
It'll be really fun to see what we learn and what you guys tell us about yourselves and everyone else here at the school, because like I said, I know the football aspect, she knows track, and you guys know more. There's a lot more to school than just sports.
And together, like, before athletes, we are students. So that's something to remember. You know, we have our day-to-day life at school before we're at practice, before being on the track, before being on the field. There's on and off to everything. So it's really exciting to talk about all these interesting topics with you guys. And going back to what Alex had said before, you know, there's a lot of fall season injuries, and that affects things like mental health. And that's something that we definitely want to talk about and cover on the podcast. Just the things that are maybe too hard to talk about. So we're excited to talk about all of these things with you and kick off a great year.
Yeah, so that's about it. Thank you guys for tuning in to El Paso's Finest Hour. Hope to see you guys back on Friday. We will have the episode with Joseph Cox, like I said, and that'll come out Friday. So awesome, and thank you guys so much for this. It'll be really fun. Can't wait to see what we're going to do this year.
Be sure to subscribe and stay updated. Thank you.